Hi all, welcome to Edutravllr Expert Talks. I am Varun, the creator of Edutravllr, and I am thrilled to bring you an enthusiasm for global education to this show. That is why in Edu Expert Talks, we explore global futures by giving the most important thoughts and tales. You'll love this podcast if you are a student who wants to travel the globe or a parent who wants to support your child. Join us in thinking beyond borders. This is Edu Expert Talks with Varun, expert voices and global futures. Hello, everybody. Hi, and welcome to Edu Expert Talks with Varun. This is your host. I'm the CEO and co-founder at Edutravllr, where we help students with education counseling and fulfill their study abroad dreams. Today, we have a very special guest, Keshika Manohar. She is the youngest entrepreneur, a TEDx speaker, and very amazing animal activist. Hi, Keshika. Welcome to the show.
Hello, hi. Thank you so much for having me.
So, yeah, Keshika, let's get started. Since Edutravllr, we try to help people to solve their problems around education. And I know that you are a homeschooler. So, let's get started with that. Would you like sharing how it all started, the homeschooling? Maybe a little bit about yourself and where are you from? That would be great.
Okay, hi, I'm Keshika. So, I'm a 16-year-old entrepreneur, an animal activist, a TEDx speaker, a public speaker, and an influencer. I'm just a very normal girl with a lot of dreams from a very normal Indian household. My dad's a railway employee, and my mom is a housewife. It's a very simple little family, and I don't know, all of my entrepreneurial journey, it started just with the flow. During COVID lockdown, I was very much bored scrolling through reels, YouTube, and everything. At one point, I was like, I'm just losing myself in this. So I wanted to do something productive. So I started cooking for myself, and then slowly my parents started liking everything which I cooked. And then I wanted to get into baking. We didn't have an oven at home, and then I had to trial and waste a lot of all-purpose flour through baking cakes in a cooker. That's how everything started. And then all of a sudden, my parents knew that I was struggling to make cakes in a cooker, and then they gifted me a oven for my 12th birthday, and I baked brownies for the first time. That's how everything started. And then I started my business through that.
That's really amazing, Keshika. I really like the way you used your time during the COVID doing something productive. Good to know that. And
Thanks a lot. It's a blessing for me to have fun parents who are like very open minded, who let me follow my dreams. So I am more excited to know about you and Edu Expert.
thanks for asking me that question. Many of people want to know that because I'm into multiple things, and then finally I'm here at Edutravllr, assisting, helping parents, students to fulfill their education and study abroad dreams. So when I started my life, I started as a choreographer, and that was a situational driven thing. And then slowly I moved to engineering. I was good in studying, fairly good in studying. So I like biology, so I picked up biotech. I was in SRM University. I passed out at 2009, and during that time there was a lot of talks about that biotechnology is going to be the next thing in the technology business, and there's going to be a lot of scope for employment and everything. But then after I passed out, in India the situation was it was still developing, but in abroad it picked up. But I did not had funds that time to pursue for my higher education, so I had to take up my job in IT. And then again there I got placed at TCS, worked with TCS for a while, and spent a good decade of my time in IT. When I finished, it was around 2019 when the COVID came, and I joined my dad business, and then co-founded another company, Sneha Origin Photography, with my wife. When I talk about not being mentored, but throughout my journey, I was helping many students, parents, identifying what will work for them in terms of career, in terms of education and everything. When a friend of mine came across with this opportunity and spoke to me that, Varun, why don't you at it, and you're very good at what you do, and I think this will suit you because helping people comes very organically to you. And that's where I identified this opportunity, and I realized that it is a very good opportunity to enlighten students, parents, help them find their own passion, and try to help them identify their dreams through giving them the insightful counseling, helping them nurturing their thoughts to know what will work for them. And I just thought Edutravllr might just be the perfect one which life has thrown at me, and I really felt it was really exciting, and I just decided to take up the opportunity. Again, while I was in US, I always wanted to come back and contribute to my country, and I felt one of the best way could be through education. Let's say if a doctor becomes a doctor, or the students who are interested in art become an artist, and if an engineer becomes engineer, it really helps the whole community. And so our mission at Edutravllr is that only. Long
That's
introduction.
really
Yeah.
interesting. Like, it's life is so fun when you get into multiple things. You can
Yes.
you can learn a lot. You can explore a lot.
Yeah.
You get to meet a lot of new people. Like,
Right.
it's super fun.
As you said, your parents were so supportive, but then to be able to move away from a structured CBSE school and get into homeschooling, whose thought was that? Like how it all constructed, and how you guys all decided as a family that you will continue your education as homeschooling.
This was actually not a family edition. Everything is up to mom. My mom is the one who told that there's something called open schooling, just because my aunt's son, he was into open schooling. He's a national table tennis player. He was doing open schooling as he was into a sport, and he had to stay at academy all day. He had to stay there and work hard and everything. So he was not able to go to regular schooling. That's the reason he joined NIOS. But for me, my parents never believed in me when I said that I want to get into open schooling, just because I am a very extroverted person. I always want to explore a lot of things. There's so much for me to learn, even in baking. From the first grade till now, I've joined many classes, right? From dance, skating, swimming, everything. And none of this was forced by my parents. It was like my friends going, so even I want to join. I wanted to explore a lot of things, and everything which I've explored, I'll be exploring it only for 2 or 3 months. I'll be the one who's like very adamant with it. I'll be like, I want to join this. You have to let me do this. And then my parents will also be okay with it. Okay, you're trying something new, like you can do it. And then they'll support me with that. And then at one point it'll be like, okay, this is not my thing. And then I'll just leave it. I've never been stuck with one thing properly. So my parents did not believe in me initially when I said that baking is my happy place. I feel like I have to extend my brand and everything. They were not okay with it. And then it was very tough to convince them. Apart from that, convincing my mom was actually easy. Okay. And especially if it comes to Indian household, it's not about the person's decision. It's about the whole
Whole
family's
family decision.
decision.
Yeah.
And personally, this was a very big decision for my parents because I was in a very good reputed CBSE schooling, and then all of my family friends were totally against it. They were like, how do you know that she's gonna end up with baking? Like, what if she's like not interested in baking after moving to homeschooling? And there are a lot of things. Even my school principal was like, are you sure that she's gonna do it? Everyone were just doubting about it. So it was a question mark when it comes to open schooling. But there are a set of challenges which my mom gave me to join open schooling. She asked me to, I've never baked a two-tier cake when I was in my 8th grade, when I started my business. My mom was like, without any professional help, you yourself try to make a two-tier cake. That's the only challenge for you. Promise me that you'll continue, you'll end up with baking and everything. And then I made a two-tier cake for her birthday. She was very much satisfied with
Convinced.
it. She gave me all small challenges to crack it. And then that's how I got into open schooling. And my mom had so much of courage to let me do it, even though there was so much of negativity when people said that don't let her do it and everything. More than me, my parents have faced a lot of
Criticism.
negativity, a lot of criticism, like even through their friends. It's not that even I'm the only one who's handling all of this. My parents are the one who's majorly handling all of this. So it was a big decision, but everything was in my mom's hands. Like, she was the one who really helped me do everything.
Do everything. Fantastic, actually. So you guys are a bunch of team, right? A strong team who acknowledges someone's talent. And once they got that conviction that you are a very good baker, they were able to convince everybody who criticized you and everybody who doubted you. And I think that is the biggest strength we see in our parents. So once you have the backing of your parents, then you don't need any others backing you. You are good to go. and kudos to you and your parents for that, successfully doing it for you. Just was I was just thinking, the kind of things you have experienced so far, from your childhood until now, like multiple classes you have gone and everything, and you are more inclined towards doing things which involves creativity. So are you left-handy by chance?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, because I can see that even when you talk, you're so expressive, you're very extrovert, and the baking itself is such a creative field. It wants so much of brainstorming to always come up with new ideas, new designs. I believe you will go a long way in baking, and might become a big brand while
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
enjoying your journey towards baking. So, Keshika, now as your parents were exploring homeschooling and CBSE and contemplating what will work better for you, since they realized that, okay, now you have found this passion for baking, and you might need to invest a lot of time in this, nurturing it and building it, and maybe moving from CBSE to homeschooling will allow you to have a lot of time to pursue your passion. And I think that would really help you to learn more and get deeper into baking. So when you guys were at the verge of deciding whether to continue with CBSE or contemplating to homeschooling, did you guys ever thought that, okay, if I move from CBSE to homeschooling, how is it going to affect me in terms of my career and everything?
Okay, so when all of these discussions were going at home, I was just a normal 13-year-old kid who didn't care about what's gonna happen in the future. My mom did not sleep for almost 2 days, 2 full nights, and then she was researching. She called each and every college which is here in Chennai. I think she called almost every college in Chennai. She took so much of time into it. More than me, she was the one who put in so much of effort when it comes to my schooling. I'll just study, I'll just get good grades, and I'll get all the credits. But apart from that, there's so much of efforts which my parents have put in into this, especially my mom. When all of this happened, we were actually confused if a lot of colleges would recognize such students, and surprisingly, a lot of colleges in Chennai and a few abroad universities does consider open schooling
Homeschooling. Yeah, actually,
children.
you are right. So basically, when it comes to your higher graduation, right, your undergrad and postgrad, most of the universities here in India and abroad, they follow a structure, right, where they want to make sure that you are accredited. If you are doing homeschooling, it is accredited or not. How good you are with your language skills. If you want to go abroad, especially your English skills. So a lot of considerations is there, and homeschool is a very acknowledged learning, and it is acceptable university both in India and abroad. Just that you need to make sure that whatever you are studying or whatever hours you are spending during a homeschool, everything is documented properly, and everything is authorized properly, so that when they ask you about your credentials, you have good enough documents, supporting documents to show them, and they are convinced that you are good enough to come in and explore the undergrad learning or post graduation learning. So that shouldn't be an issue, and I really like the way the curiosity a mom showed towards before taking a decision, doing the whole homework around it, so that we make sure that the decision is not wrong, right? That talks a lot about how much worried our parents are around our career, how much worried and excited are they are for us to be successful in life. And I can clearly see that you are blessed with that. You have amazing parents to make sure that you are following your passion, as well as you're not losing out on your career.
And I was just about to ask you about this, just because even I'm very curious to know if I'm eligible to study abroad and everything. So thanks for letting me know about it.
Yeah, yeah, you're very much eligible. As I said, make sure that you are accredited, you are scoring good, you have documented all your progress, all your test scores and reports. Make sure that you give the competitive exams which are needed to get you admission in undergrads and postgrads. And especially when it comes to baking, I think hospitality is best in Switzerland. and we are tied up with amazing universities there also. So we are tied up with top universities in New Zealand, I mean Switzerland. So we can surely guide you in your hospitality and baking.
Okay, now I know someone personally who can help me with it. So
Yeah, I'm really excited because this is something which we recently partnered. There was a Tamil movie based on cooking, right? And some
yeah,
Nayantara
Annapurani.
Annapurna, and
Mm.
after that, I think the winner was from Tamil Nadu. And after that, we started exploring the courses, where is the best hospitality in the world, and we figured out that Switzerland is the one. And even after graduation, you get amazing opportunity to work with the top brands in the industry, the top hotels, you name it, and you will get that opportunity there.
And it's just so great that it's just such a good thing that you help people
So yeah,
get into this, because I've seen a lot of people who've been misguided by without any professional assistance. Like, they don't know what they have to do if they want to go abroad and
right.
everything. So it's just really amazing that there
So
are really
the
genuine
thing
people who
is,
are.
it's always recommended to get professional help, be it education or anything else in life. Start something new, right? We are low confident, and then slowly situation challenges, and then our own ability to respond that in a positive and stronger way makes you confident, and at some point of time you are over it, and then you are okay with it. So things of business or entrepreneurship, right? It teaches you a lot, right? So if you really see, when you moved from CBSE to homeschooling, right? Few of the things which I can completely see is you have more time to spend on your passion, and then you were able to clearly articulate what you want from your life, like what you want to pursue more deeper. And then third thing, you develop a lot of skills. So, if I have to ask you, when you started baking, what are the skills which you learned on the go, which you did not had, or you really developed it over the period of time while exercising this journey of your making baking as your passion? And
I had stage fear. I had zero confidence. I had no communication skills. And once I got into this, I myself, without knowing, I learned a lot. For example, all of these communication skills. I had to stand in a lot of stages and talk. I think these are the things which I learned. Apart from all of this, if I was into normal CBSE schooling and doing my normal schooling, if I was just a normal kid, I would have been a very rebellious kid who's not responsible, who just doesn't care what's gonna happen in the future, who's gonna be within my. I would have been a person who's within my comfort zone, within my happy people. But I was a very sensitive kid at school. A lot of teachers used to continuously complain my mom, saying that she's very sensitive, she's crying for everything. But now, being an entrepreneur, coming to open schooling, I had no other option. I had to
that
socialize
is
with people
socialize,
because I had zero
yeah,
socialization. So there are a lot of things. One main thing is stage fear and communication skill.
communication.
And there's this thing which happened. Usually, my parents are extremely extroverted. My sister, she dances everywhere. She doesn't care where it is or who is there or anything. And I was not bold enough to talk or anything. So there's this incident where my parents asked me to dance in some family function or
Event.
something. And I was like, why should I dance in front of all these people? And then I was very shy. I was like, why should I dance? Why should people see me? I don't want that. Let me dance in my own room with my own happy people and everything. But once, I got into this, knowingly or unknowingly, I was dancing on happy streets, on the streets. I really don't care about it. It's like I'm doing things which I love. So I don't know. I really don't care if people are looking at me or not looking at me, people are criticizing me or not criticizing me. I'm just in my own happy place.
I can see like you build amazing confidence. What I'm trying to associate is there's excitement attached with what you do, right? It automatically drives you towards doing the best in it. And while having the drive to achieve the best in it, your mind and your body and your thought process will automatically align to what I need to do become the best. So you pick up social media, let's do this. Okay, you need to have baking skills, amazing baking skills, you have this. You need to have some tools to do it, let's do it. So that enables a lot of development, which usually doesn't happen so early at your age, but you were blessed and lucky enough to experience that. And then anything happened, and any incident happened, and that drive you to take
So I was
passion.
born with pets. Like, before I got into animal activism, I never knew that this. And my parents were not supportive with that, just because everyone's very much concerned about. They wanted me to be their brand ambassador. I said, I'll be everything for this NGO. I can do everything. I'll do my best. என்னெல்லாம் பண்ண முடியுமோ நான் பண்றேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு.
So, do you have any plans to study abroad for higher education? If yes, do you have any destination which you are thinking about?
So, like, it's not that I want to study abroad, because I feel like India is my happy place. Like,
so we know that we are moving towards a digital world, and so when you plan to go abroad, right, the first thing you will get exposed to is same problem, different solution in their own country. So one of the best things which I learned when I was abroad was this only. So Indian universities are more towards theoretical and less towards practical, but there they are more towards practical. So and they have less classroom sessions and more assignment sessions.
I feel like their only employment opportunity is working in cafes or McDonald's or some supermarkets or whatever. I mean, that's how people have been showing it on social media, as well as like people whom I personally interacted with. Apart from all of this, is there any other employment opportunity?
I will not focus on what people think about where I am working. I'll be focusing more on what I get while I'm working.
Which country is the most hyped, or where Edutravllr, your company, who like helped a lot of students? So there must be a lot of students and parents who will be watching this video. So I wanted to know what would be the 3 major takeaways which would be really useful for the students as well as the parents.
So when it comes to education or study abroad or abroad education, my 3 takeaways would be